I sit frozen, my reflection trembling in the mirror. The woman staring back looks like a stranger. Her eyes red, her lips trembling, her gown too heavy to breathe in. Every breath feels borrowed, fragile, temporary. I think about all the moments he promised to be there. Every school recital, every birthday, every graduation. And how he always found a reason not to show up. Work, traffic, Huang needed help. Always someone, always something more important than me. I used to wait by the window, watching headlights pass, convincing myself the next car would be his. Sometimes he'd call, voice tired, soft with regret. Next time, sweetheart, I promise. Next time never came. But I kept forgiving him, because daughters always do. Because hope clings tighter than pride. Now, in this white room smelling of roses and champagne, I feel that same hollow ache echo through me. I want to believe he means well. That he wanted to come but couldn't. But deep down, I know better. Love isn't built on convenience. Love shows up. My phone buzzes again, a message from my cousin. Don't let this ruin your day, she writes. Easy for her to say. Her father is downstairs, waiting to walk her down the aisle next month. Mine is miles away, choosing someone else's celebration over mine. I think of my mother, how she held us together after he left for business trips. She never complained, only smiled and said, "He loves you in his own way." But love shouldn't hurt like this. It shouldn't make you feel small on your biggest day. The makeup artist clears her throat softly. "Do you want me to continue?" she asks. I nod, even though my vision swims. Mascara brushes against my lashes, black lines painting over the pane. Outside, laughter echoes from the hallway. Bridesmaids pretending everything is fine. They don't know how it feels to lose someone who's still alive. My chest tightens with every thought. I want to scream, to demand an explanation. But I know what he'd say. He'd call it bad timing. He promised to make it up to me later. Always later. I wipe a tear before it can ruin the makeup. It feels symbolic, a quiet act of defiance. No more waiting, no more begging for presents. The clock keeps ticking, cruel and steady. 3 hours until the ceremony. 3 hours to decide what kind of daughter I'll be. The one who cries for what's missing, or the one who stands for herself. I take a slow breath, trying to find strength in the silence. The dress rustles as I rise from the chair. My reflection meets my gaze again, steadier this time. He may not be here, but I am. And maybe that's enough to begin again. For the first time, I whisper it aloud. I'll walk myself if I have to. And the words, fragile but fierce, sound almost like freedom. The phone rings again, sharp against the silence. My heart stumbles before my mind can catch up. Unknown number, familiar area code. I answer with shaky fingers, voice barely there. "Hello." "Lin, it's Uncle Nam." His tone is warm, steady, a voice I trust. "I just spoke with your father," he says slowly. "I heard what happened. I'm so sorry." Something inside me cracks, but doesn't collapse. For once, someone isn't making excuses. I can only whisper, "He's not coming." "I know," Nam sighs, a sound full of quiet anger. Then softer, "Would you let me take his place?" The room tilts again, but this time differently. Not from pain, but from sudden light. "You would do that?" I ask, barely breathing. "In a heartbeat," he says. "I've missed too many moments already, not this one." The words settle in my chest like sunlight. I feel warmth where there was only cold. My bridesmaids look at me, eyes wide and hopeful. "Uncle Nam's coming," I say aloud, testing the sound. It feels real, solid, like a promise I can hold. Someone exhales, someone claps softly. The tension in the air breaks like glass finally shattering. For the first time all morning, I smile. It's small, but it's mine. 20 minutes, he says before hanging up. I'll be there before the music starts. When the call ends, I keep the phone close to my heart. My chest aches, but not from sorrow. It's something gentler now, like gratitude in disguise. I glance at my reflection again. The same dress, the same tears, but a different woman. Strength has crept quietly back into my bones. He's not my father, but maybe that doesn't matter. Family isn't about who leaves. It's about who arrives when everything falls apart. A soft knock at the door pulls me back. Vi pokes her head in, eyes red but smiling. Was that your uncle? I nod. He's on his way. Her shoulders relax, and she laughs nervously. Then it's going to be okay, she says. Maybe it will. The clock keeps moving, but it no longer feels cruel. Each minute now carries purpose. Each breath feels possible again. I walk toward the window, parting the curtains slightly. Outside, the garden glows with early sunlight. Rows of white chairs wait, patient and expectant. For the first time today, I can picture walking down that aisle. Not alone, not abandoned, but held steady by someone who chose to show up. Tears rise again, softer ones this time. Maybe this is what healing feels like. Not perfect, not painless. Just enough to stand, to keep going, to believe. I whisper to the quiet room. He's really coming. The words hang in the air like a prayer finally answered. And for the first time, the silence answers back with peace. Vi returns to the room, her steps hesitant and uneven. Her face is pale, her phone clutched tightly in her hand. Lynn, she says softly, there's something you need to see. My stomach twists, already tired of bad news. What is it? She hesitates, eyes flickering with guilt. I didn't know when to tell you. I wasn't sure if I should. She hands me the phone. The screen glows between us. It's a message thread, my sister Huong's name at the top. I scroll, each line hitting harder than the last. Dad's still thinking about the wedding. Don't worry, I'll make sure he stays with me that day. Already moved my event earlier. He'll have no choice. My breath catches, a sharp sound I can't hold back. Vi looks away, voice breaking. She sent those to me by accident, weeks ago. I stare at the screen, the words swimming through tears. So it wasn't just timing, it was planned. My own sister made sure my father wouldn't come. Every doubt, every pain suddenly makes perfect sense. I remember all the times she stepped in between us. Every conversation she redirected, every story she retold. When I got my scholarship, he never showed up. Later I learned she told him I didn't want him there. Years of distance, all orchestrated by her careful hands. And he believed her, every single time. The realization burns hotter than anger. It's betrayal, old and deep, masked as family loyalty. Vi's voice trembles beside me. I should have told you earlier. I just didn't want to ruin today. I shake my head numb. It was already ruined. Silence folds between us, like a heavy curtain. Outside, laughter drifts in from the hallway, oblivious. I sit down slowly, the dress rustling around me. The phone feels like a weight I can't drop. My hands tremble as I scroll again. Every word from Huong confirms what my heart always feared. She couldn't stand to share his love. And he never saw the truth. Maybe he didn't want to. My reflection catches in the vanity mirror. The veil glows like a ghost behind me. This should have been the happiest morning of my life. Instead, I'm sitting here reading proof that my sister won. Not out of need, but out of spite. Vi kneels beside me, her hand brushing mine. She doesn't deserve your tears, Lynn. I want to believe her. But the tears fall anyway, slow and relentless. Each one carrying years of silence, of pretending everything was fine. Maybe this is what breaking free really looks like. Ugly, raw, and real. I lift my head, meeting my own gaze in the mirror. The girl staring back isn't fragile anymore. She's wounded, yes, but still standing. And standing means something. I hand the phone back to Vi, voice steady now. Let her have him, I say quietly. I don't need to fight for someone who never fought for me. The words hang in the air, final and freeing. For the first time, I feel lighter. Not happy, not yet, but free. A soft knock breaks the silence. The door opens and Mrs. Lan, Min's mother-in-law, steps inside. Her eyes are kind, her movements calm like she's been here before. She takes one look at me and understands everything without words. "Oh, sweetheart," she whispers, crossing the room slowly. "I heard what happened. Min just called." I try to smile, but it doesn't come. Tears blur the world again, unwanted and endless. "I don't understand," I manage. "Why does he always choose her?" Mrs. Lan sits beside me, her perfume gentle and familiar. "When I was 28, she begins softly, "my father refused my wedding." Her voice carries the weight of something long buried, but never gone. "He didn't approve of my husband's family, said I was throwing my life away." I look at her, surprised by the calm in her tone. "Did you still go through with it?" She nods. "Of course, but I waited for him until the last minute." "Did he come?" She shakes her head slowly. "No, he never did." The silence stretches, heavy but honest. "For years," she continues, "I tried to make him proud. I sent photos, letters, invited him to every family gathering. But he never came." Her gaze meets mine, steady and full of quiet strength. "One day I realized something. Love that demands proof isn't love at all." Her words sink into me like a truth I'd been avoiding. "How did you stop waiting?" I ask, voice barely a whisper. She smiles, a sad kind of wisdom in her eyes. "I didn't stop overnight. It takes time to unlearn longing. But the day I chose peace over approval, everything changed." I stare at the floor, the lace of my dress pooling like waves. "Peace? It sounds simple, impossible, beautiful." She reaches for my hand, her grip warm and steady. "You can't change people who don't see your worth. But you can surround yourself with those who do." I think of Uncle Nam, racing across the city to reach me. Of my friends, standing guard outside this door. Of Min, waiting at the altar with nothing but love in his eyes. For so long, I've chased the love that kept running away. Maybe it's time to walk toward the love that stays. Mrs. Lan squeezes my hand once more. "Don't let his absence define your joy. Let your joy remind him of what he lost." I take a deep breath, the first full one in hours. Her words settle in my chest like a heartbeat finding rhythm again. She stands, brushing imaginary dust from her dress. "Now let's fix that makeup. You're still a bride today." Her reflection appears beside mine in the mirror. Two women from different generations, bound by the same ache. She dabs concealer under my eyes, humming softly. I meet her gaze in the glass and whisper, "Thank you." She smiles. "No need, dear, just promise me one thing. Don't wait for people to show up. Live like they already missed it." And with that, she leaves me stronger than before. The door opens again, and Uncle Nam steps inside. His tuxedo is slightly wrinkled, his hair out of place, but his smile steady. "You look beautiful," he says, his voice trembling just a little. I stand there, unable to speak for a moment. He crosses the room, holding a small velvet box in his hand. "I brought something," he says. "It belonged to your grandmother." He opens the lid to reveal a string of pearls, glowing softly in the light. "She wore them on her wedding day," he adds gently. "They've been waiting for the right moment, and I think this is it." My breath catches, emotion building in my throat. "I can't take them," I whisper, but he shakes his head. "You can, you should. Your family, Lynn, that's what they're for." The words wrap around me like warmth after a long winter. I nod slowly, tears spilling over despite my best effort. Vi appears and helps me clasp the pearls around my neck. They feel cool at first, then strangely alive against my skin. The air in the room changes, lighter, calmer, whole. Uncle Nam watches, pride glistening in his eyes. "Your grandmother would be so proud," he says. I can only manage a small smile, but it feels genuine. "Thank you," I whisper, "for everything." He waves it off, pretending not to be emotional. That's what family does. We show up. A knock at the door interrupts the quiet moment. The wedding planner peeks in, clipboard in hand. "It's time," she says softly. "Everyone's ready." My heartbeat quickens, but not from panic anymore. It's anticipation, maybe even peace. Outside, the faint sound of music begins to swell. I take Uncle Nam's arm, feeling the solidness of him beside me. The door opens, and light floods in like forgiveness. Guests rise, faces turning toward us as we step forward. The scent of roses and summer air fills my lungs. Every step feels deliberate, heavy with meaning. He walks at my pace, steady and sure, matching my breath. Halfway down the aisle, I glance at him. His eyes glisten, but he's smiling, proud and certain. I whisper, "I wish she could see this." "She can," he murmurs back. "She's here in you." The words nearly undo me, but I keep walking. At the altar, Min waits, his eyes bright with unshed tears. Uncle Nam places my hand in his touch firm, reassuring. "With all the love of family chosen and earned," he says quietly. Then he steps back, and for a heartbeat, time stands still. The ceremony flows like water, gentle and full of light. The vows tremble, the rings glint, the crowd breathes as one. When it ends, I turn to see Uncle Nam standing nearby. He smiles, and I understand everything he doesn't say. Family isn't just who shares your name. It's who shows up, who stands beside you when others don't. As the music rises again, I exhale fully for the first time all day. And in that moment, surrounded by love freely given, I am whole. The reception glows with soft lights and laughter. Music drifts through the room, sweet and warm. I finally start to breathe again, my chest lighter than before. Uncle Nam clinks his glass gently, raising a toast to love and family. I smile, holding Min's hand, the world steady for once. Then, from the corner of my eye, I see movement by the door. My father stands there, hesitating, scanning the room. His suit is rumpled, his tie loose, eyes uncertain. For a moment, the air seems to thicken around us. Min squeezes my hand. "He came," he whispers. "Yes," I answer, but my voice feels strange, distant. My father walks closer, stopping a few steps away. "You look beautiful," he says, breathless. I nod, no words left to give. "I tried calling," he continues. "Traffic was terrible." I almost laugh, the same excuse every time. "I was getting married," I reply softly, calm and cold. His eyes flicker with regret, or maybe confusion. "I didn't mean to hurt you," he says. Before I can answer, my cousin appears beside us. He holds his phone out, face tight with anger. "You should both see this," he says. On the screen, a photo of Huang at a bar, laughing, a drink in hand. The caption reads, "Dad skipped Lin's wedding for this, worth it." The timestamp cuts like glass, halfway through my ceremony. My father stares at the screen, color draining from his face. He opens his mouth, closes it again, lost for words. "I didn't know," he whispers. "She said." "She always says," I interrupt quietly. He looks at me, shame heavy in his eyes. "I'm sorry," he murmurs. The music fades as people notice the tension. I straighten, my voice clear and steady. "Not here," I say, "not today." He hesitates, then nods, but I can see the guilt sinking in. "I just wanted to explain." "No," I cut him off again. "You made your choice." Silence falls around us, sharp and clean. For years, I waited for him to fight for me. Now I see he never knew how. Something inside me loosens, something long tied in knots. I turn away, back toward Min and the crowd of faces that stayed. Mrs. Lan catches my eye, smiling with quiet pride. Uncle Nam walks over, placing a hand on my father's shoulder. "She deserves this night," he says softly. "Talk tomorrow." My father nods, small and broken in a way I've never seen. As they step aside, the music begins again. Min pulls me close, his warmth grounding me. "Are you okay?" he asks. I think for a moment before answering. "I am," I say. "Finally, I am." We start to dance, slow and certain, under the glow of lights. Across the room, my father watches but doesn't approach. And for the first time, I don't ache for his approval. Some love can't be repaired, but peace can still be found. As the night stretches on, laughter replaces pain. And I realize that letting go isn't loss. It's the beginning of everything I deserve. A year later, sunlight spills through the kitchen windows. The house smells of tea and fresh flowers. Min laughs softly as he sets the table for our small celebration. I rest my hand on my belly, feeling a gentle flutter inside. Uncle Nam sits by the window, smiling at us with quiet pride. He hands me a small box wrapped in soft paper. "Your grandmother's handkerchief," he says, "for the next generation." Tears blur my eyes, but they're warm ones this time. My father arrives a few minutes later, holding an old photo album. He looks older, slower, softer. "I found these," he says, "your mother before you were born." The photos glow with sunlight and youth. He hesitates, then whispers, "I want to do better." I nod slowly. "One day at a time, Dad." He smiles, relief flickering through his eyes. We sit together, pages turning like forgiveness. Outside, the wind moves through the trees, calm and light. I glance around the room. Min, Uncle Nam, my father beside me. Not perfect, but real. Family, rebuilt piece by piece, through love that chose to stay.